You know what they say? They say never rains, but it pours. And when it comes to Rangers injury news, it seems like it's pouring. It's a very droop day down here in the Midlands of England, guys. It's tipping it down with rain, grey over skies. And it seems that way at the moment. Coming out of Ibrox this afternoon. Now, Phillipe Clement spoke to the media this afternoon, and the news was not great, really. It's not what we wanted to hear, not what we were hoping for, I think. I think there was a lot of hope that maybe we'd see Danilo and Cortez before the end of the season. Maybe also that Ridvan would be back for Sunday. Hopes that even Ryan Jack, we might actually see him play before his contract ends. Other news, of course, that Rangers and Lundstrom have failed to come to an agreement on a new contract. So it does look like he's going to go. Clement didn't say he was going to go, but did say that they hadn't come to an agreement on a new deal. He did, however, say that Lundstrom and Barisic were still hungry to win trophies and still fight for the club in his press conference, although I think some fans may disagree with that. But in Clement, we trust. Anyway, let's deal with this horrific injury situation that we seem to be presenting ourselves with at this moment in time. First bit of news was obviously around Cortez and Danilo. It says Cortez and Danilo will not return before the end of the season. Hopefully, that's the word that kind of fills me full of dread and worry. Hopefully, not definitely, or possibly, hopefully, we will see Sima and Matondo back before the end of the season if the recovery continues. So it's Cortez and Danilo are out for the rest of the season. Bad news. We haven't really got to see the best of Danilo. We don't know exactly what we've got. He's £6 million striker, Brazilian. Did well in Holland. Did well in flashes for Rangers. That goal, for instance, against Hearts to win it at Ibrox in that 2-1 victory. But missed some chances as well. But we don't really know what we've got. I don't think it's fair to kind of draw judgment on Danilo, given the fact that he hasn't played very often. I don't think he's injury prone because if you look at the injuries he's sustained, one was a shattered cheekbone, not his fault, and one was a bad leg injury, again, not his fault, the result of a tackling from Hearts. Just a real shame as well that Cortez, who flashed brilliance for such a short period, is also missing, which may cast doubt on Rangers paying the money for him this summer. Maybe the idea they could go back to Lawns with a season-long loan with the option to buy next summer. That could be an option, I guess, because of the fact that obviously we haven't seen enough of him yet to make a real judgment, although he does look a very talented and promising player. Direct, quick, skillful, a good winger. Draw your own conclusions from that. As for Ridvan and Jack, Ridvan and Jack will have partly trained with the team. So not full training, not full contact, not full anything. It's only partly trained with the team. Ridvan is a maybe for Sunday. Jack, not yet for Sunday, will need more time. I think in terms of Ryan Jack, and look, don't get me wrong, I love Ryan Jack. He's a quality player. I think when he's in the team, he makes people look better. He is a good player. Don't get me, he is good. I think we all can see that. It's just his injury history is absolutely shocking. And the fact that, he might not play for Rangers again, well, what story does that tell you straight away? I think the fact is definitely he doesn't need to be offered a new contract now. As for Ridvan, well, I'd love to know what's gone on with Ridvan, because for a player who was touch and go to start the old firm at Ibrox, just a few short weeks ago, to now only partly training and only been a maybe for a game this Sunday is just quite worrying. What is gone on? What are the medical staff playing at? Has there been a setback? What is the issue with Ridvan and his fitness? And it's certainly something we've got to bear in mind for next season. If it is a case that Ridvan is going to be constantly injured and obviously take a long time over recovery, again, that's a judgment we've got to make on him this summer. Is he worth keeping hold of? And if Besiktas or Fenerbahce or Galatasaray come in with a big bid, do we accept it because of the fact that he's out so much? Personally, I would hate to see him leave. I think he's a good player. I think we've missed him. I think he gives us natural balance and width on the left. It is a worry. It is a real worry. Now, the other news, which has got conspiracy theorists going wild, is this one. Wednesday in training, Connor hurt his knee bad. He will be out for the rest of the season after a scan. It's a big blow. He has played 48 games this season, one of our leaders. He said to me he wanted to be in the dressing room to support our boys. So it's good that he still wants to be around the lads. He still wants to, be part of this run-in to the end of the season, these final 4 league games, final 5 if you count the cup final. So, Connor taking very seriously his vice-captaincy role. But, look, conspiracy theorists have already started he's in a huff. His injury is probably not as bad as we think it is, but it's because he's been dropped. He's in a huff. I don't think that's the case. I've got no reason to disbelieve Phillipe Clement when he says it's a bad knee injury and he's out for the rest of the season. I don't think this is a ruse by the club to hide his embarrassment of being dropped. I think it's a genuine injury. You know, you can discuss obviously the merits of Goldson being out or Goldson not being available. It does obviously put a lot of pressure on Big Leon and John Souttar till the end of the season. And obviously, if one of those two were to get injured, it does limit our options at the back. You know, you've got possibly Lundstrom can drop in there, Leon King. I like Leon King. I think he's a good player. You know, or even maybe they turn to Johnny Yefeka, who can play back there. You know, the options are there, but it does leave us short of experienced options at the back. I know as bad as Goldson's been, you know, you've got a situation where you do need experience. And it seems that injuries are really, you know, coming back to really haunt us this season. And it's something the club need to address in this close season. You know, what is going wrong in the medical department? What is going wrong with the recovery of these players? And why are they not getting themselves fitter quicker? And what is being done wrong? You look across the city, they do seem to recover faster from similar injuries, hamstring injuries, knee injuries, etc., etc. So not great news at all on the injury front. Guys, we're back, obviously, in the morning to preview the game on Sunday between us and Killy, as we obviously seek to keep the pressure on that lot from across our city. Thanks for watching Glasgow Rangers Nation, guys. Please smash that sub and obviously like the video. And also on the way out, please always remember, we are the people.